Hello guys, Vino here and welcome to this Vino Plunk production, and in this video I'm going to be giving you yet another board game unboxing. This will probably be the last board game unboxing for quite some time because I've spent quite a bit of money over the last few months on board games and probably need to settle it down just a bit, but I've been really looking forward to this one. This is the Deep Madness all-in bundle. I thought this was originally on Kickstarter as a complete lot, but I've actually later found out that I think Deep Madness, the base game, was released and some expansions were released, and then the all-in bundle was on Kickstarter a little bit later, because I've actually been watching some videos, recently some gameplay or playthrough videos of Deep Madness while I've been waiting for this to arrive. And a couple of the videos that I've watched, one of them did mention while playing the game, and apparently had gone to retail by that point 5 years ago, they were talking about the all-in bundle. So I believe the all-in bundle came after the initial release of the game, but this is the all-in bundle. I know that the person that bought this, they bought one expansion after the all-in bundle because it was not part of the all-in bundle at the time, and I will highlight that game when I get to it. But I'm really looking forward to this. This is like a survival horror game that takes place in the depths of the ocean and sounds really, really cool. I was actually going through unboxing this downstairs a little while ago, but I thought, you know what, I'm gonna unbox it on camera, and I do not want to get this all over the place, but this is the packaging. This is the packing that the seller has decided to stick in there. That's going straight into a black bag beside me, and it's still getting all over the place. And this is one of the main reasons why I kind of want to do this up here, because there's literally a vacuum cleaner sat just over there. So the first things that you get to in these box are these epic monster box. So we get the Insidious, we get the Spawn of the Sleeper, we get Penitent and Forsaken, we get the Devourer of Worlds, very nice, very nice, and we get Dimension Rift. There we go. As I understand it, these are like boss-like characters, and the card is actually falling out for this one, but that's kind of what the card looks like. Cards look like on this. Very nice cards. I'm going to slip that back in because that goes there. But these are like boss, kind of like monsters. And from what I understand, you introduce these into the game to add a level of difficulty, essentially. So there we go. We have a load of epic monsters. The next thing that is fairly easy to pick out, and it's this one. This is the Faces of the Sphere expansion, and this is the one that I wanted to point out. This is the one I believe that they bought afterwards, if I'm not mistaken, because this is actually a crossover from the other game they end up doing called Dawn of Madness. So basically, I think canonically in the Deep Madness universe, it's kind of Lovecraftian as well. There's definitely some Lovecraftian elements to the game, and whatever evil, whatever entity has infected the underwater facility has made it to the overworld, and of course that is where Dawn of Madness comes in. And Dimension Games, which have made this game, have come out with Dawn of Madness, which is actually a progression of Deep Madness. It's set in the same universe, it just doesn't take place underwater. It takes place not underwater, if that makes sense. But this is the expansion that sort of crosses over into Dawn of Madness, and there's a Dawn of Madness. Oh, you actually got quite a nice Cthulhu looking character there. Yeah, good stuff, good stuff. You can tell I'm getting quite excited, can't you? There is a crossover expansion for Dawn of Madness as well, which is a Deep Madness crossover. So if you want to crossover from Deep Madness into Dawn of Madness, you'd play this expansion, you'd play the Dawn of Madness expansion, and then you can cross over into Dawn of Madness. I do believe there is some campaign elements that you can implement in which you can cross over and carry on the campaign into Dawn of Madness, from what I understand. Anyway, moving on. I am thinking about getting Dawn of Madness at some point, but we'll see where it goes. So here we have a novel, and it's called Deep Madness Shattered Seas. This is a really, really nice hardback book that has these super glossy pages, and I believe that this is some set dressing, if you will, for the universe of Deep Madness. But not only that, but it does come with its own kind of scenario in a sense, because we go to the front of the book and you get this map, and you actually get a, oh there we go, you actually get a scenario. So you actually have a Shattered Seas scenario, so you can actually play through the book, kind of, which I think is really cool, actually. And you also get an investigator. You get an investigator as part of this book. You get an investigator, which we'll go through in a moment, of course. Next up is an organizer. So this is a little organizer for all the little tokens and bits and bobs from the base game, which the seller has quite generously included. We're then going to get into, oh, we now have a Ziploc bag that is filled with some bases, some dice, coloured bases, all that kind of stuff from the base game, from what I understand. We're then going to move into, oh, here we go. This is one of the investigators. This is Lucas Kane. So you get one investigator figure, one investigator card, and an activation card in this nice little pack. There we go. So you get Lucas Kane. I believe we've got another couple here as well. We've got John Murdoch. We have Ward Phillips. There we go. Put those to one side. I'm trying to see if we have, oh, what's this? We have some more tokens and bits and bobs. Let's have a look. Is there anything more in the side? Nope. So I think what I need to dig out now is the base game. This is heavy. Right, so this is the base game. Deep Madness base game. The seller's actually put the top back on wrong, which interferes with my OCD. No, but so Deep Madness is a sci-fi horror board game that thrusts 1 to 6 players into a foreboding atmospheric corridors of the Kadath deep sea mining facility. Players cooperate as a team of investigators, braving the unknown and a mounting sense of dread to unravel the mysteries of the station and the inexplicable forces that are haunting it. What transpired to make the station's communications go dark? What were the miners doing at the bottom of the sea to cause this breakdown? And why are the corporate executives so keenly interested in whatever it was that the station's crew discovered? The answers the investigators seek are waiting for them on the ocean floor, but if the team should uncover the truth, it could well drive them to the brink of madness or beyond. So there is a madness, there is a sanity component, mechanic, if you will, to this game, which a lot of Lovecraftian games have. Everrain has it on the other games that I have. What's it called? Mansion of Madness? Madness Mansion? I forgot what it's actually called off the top of my head, but that has a sanity element to it. And probably the most notable is Bloodborne, the video game Bloodborne, and the board game as well has a sanity component to it. And a lot of Lovecraftian things have sanity to them, because that was Lovecraft's, that's his whole shtick basically, was sanity and the human mind and stuff like that. Next up, we have one of the other expansions. This is the Endless Nightmare expansion, and as I understand it, you should only play these once you played the base game a few times, because some of these do add additional difficulty. I've also been told watch videos where some people have said that these are kind of necessary. Air quotes, I'm going to say on that one. I'm going to take a quick swig of this Coke to wet the whistle. The reason why I say air quotes is I don't think a game should be measured against its success as a base game. If it requires expansions to make the game better, you could argue it wasn't a good game in the first place. There are some people saying that a lot of these expansions give you additional monsters, additional investigators, and it just allows you to cycle more. So basically what you do when you get these expansions, you add it all to the base game. So you shuffle in the cards that are part of all the expansions, and it allows you to basically, when you draw out the investigators and draw out the monsters, it gives you more variety. But I have also watched videos in which they have said the monsters that come from some of the expansions do make the game harder. So think of that what you will. We then have another one, which is Uncounted Horrors. You probably notice I'm not unboxing these right now. I'm just going to show them off on camera. I think it's going to be a long enough video as it is. But we now have Uncounted Horrors. So there we go. All these have a really nice cloth, kind of like texture to them, which is very nice. We then have the Oracle's Betrayal, which is covered in this, this straw-like stuff. But the Oracle's Betrayal. There you go. These also contain new scenarios and all that kind of stuff. So looking forward to that. We then have the Rise of Dragon, which I'm guessing this is maybe a boss character or something, maybe. But there you go, Rise of Dragon, which are very interesting. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 expansions, the base game, load these epic monsters. I'm only very busy, I'll tell you that much. And last but by no means least, you have this, which is the Profundum box. This is basically just an organizer box that you can stick all of the pieces in and have them all in one big box. There is another box called the Monstrum box that I do want to get hold of. In fact, I'm kind of actively looking for a Monstrum box. So if any of you know where I can maybe find a Deep Madness Monstrum box, please let me know. I am on the lookout for one. But this is a an organizer box. These unfortunately were Kickstarter exclusives, so you can't really get hold of them on the open market. However, I will say there are a lot of companies out there that do custom organizer boxes for certain games, and I do believe there is one for Deep Madness. So if you don't have these, then there are ways to acquire them elsewhere. I'm just going to put that on the top there and have just a massive stack of games. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. Deep Madness is an amalgamation of a bunch of other horror properties. Alien is a big influence on it. Resident Evil is a big influence on it. And if you didn't know, Alien was one of my favourite films of all time, and Resident Evil is definitely up there as, you know, some of the best survival horror games ever made. You could argue, especially with the recent releases of the remakes, and they're definitely going down a treat. And I've definitely enjoyed them quite a bit myself. So that's why I'm looking forward to Deep Madness. And there's something about a survival horror board game that really gets the imagination going, especially one that's in a sort of Lovecraftian world, so to speak. I'm probably going to be doing a playthrough of Deep Madness or Resident Evil 2 very soon, probably Resident Evil 2, because I think that playthrough I can do relatively quickly, and then we will get on to some other playthroughs of Deep Madness, and I keep saying this, of all the other games that I've got over there. I really want to play Endure the Stars, which I thought was a survival horror, but it's more of a exploration kind of game. But yeah, that was me unboxing Deep Madness with all of its with all of its bits and bobs. This is the all-in bundle. The only thing missing, I believe, is the Monstrum box, but I think the Monstrum box was sold separately on Kickstarter afterwards, but was a Kickstarter exclusive, as far as I can make out. But there are ways of getting hold of that, or getting hold of, as I said, a custom box of some description. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and hopefully you are looking forward, as I am, to the future that this is going to bring. Until next time, please take care, and as always, enjoy the rest of your day.